Hello and welcome to My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop and yeah, we're out here in my garage again. Hey Mustang. Okay, so we are working on our 1971 GMC camper special, or is it camper custom or custom camper? So what we're going to do today, we're going to start troubleshooting some of the wiring on here. It opens so nice. Okay, I do have a charger in here now. Battery set on boil. Let's go ahead and see what we can do about tracing wiring, because Grandpa, way back when, didn't like GMC wiring, he liked his own. So we have nightmare fuel under the cowl. Let's get to work on this thing. So what I can tell here, wiring schematics, yes. Well, so when Grandpa had this, he liked wiring. Not the original wiring, he liked his own wiring. Hence you can see side marker lights, fog lights, and well, you know, there's a hood thing that glows like a swan. Yeah, sorry about the light back there flashing, but so I've taken a look. We are missing our coil. Well, there's like 3 or 4 in the back of the truck, so we may as well grab one of those. So looking down here, Chevy 350, there's a starter down here. Let me turn this light off, because boy, that is just annoying. There we go. So on a Chevy 350, even the Invader 350, starter's down here. Well, so the starter, if we're looking here, starter has a couple wires on it. That's a purple 12 gauge, and that is a black, well, it's a black full power feed coming from the battery. Well, and I know this is upside down, just, yeah, it's fine. So that purple one is this purple one. It's just sitting here. Mining, it's just sitting there, just not doing anything, along with the original coil wire, and well, yeah, no coil. So let's jump onto the starter, pull off the little knurl that's there, that's not hooked to anything, and splice that back on. See if we can't bring power back into our vehicle. Okay, who on a starter bolt uses an obscure like 11/30 seconds? Why wouldn't you use like a 3/8 or a 5/16 or something? 11/30 seconds it is. Well, so we took the fan off so we can get to our bolt or crank to see if we can even move this. All right, so clockwise, I hear. Oh yeah. It'll move. I just need a breaker bar, not this little shorty. With number 1 out. Let's see if we can see in there. With number 1 out, that's the number 1. Stick your thumb up against that. Just stick your thumb up against it. And at the same time, use your breaker bar against your crank. Go clockwise until you feel pressure against your thumb. Then keep going with just the breaker bar until you get your timing marks lined up here. So you can see that timing mark is there. I just had to go maybe another 1/8 of a turn, 1/4 of a turn for that to show up. Line that up. Oh boy. See if I can film and do this at the same time. All right, film, that's a funny word to use. Okay, so then we move it till you can see the 0 there. Oh. Wow. Something tells me I don't have to be perfect on this. At least this part. Oh. Yahtzee. All right, so now we can take our distributor off. Well, we can take our cap off of our HEI here and see where our rotor is pointed, and then that will tell us if we're timed, because I want this to be at least at 0 timed before we fix any of the wiring inside the cab. I don't want it to accidentally backfire or whatever, so just checking all the boxes. Follow the hand. Number 1 spark plug out. Holy smokes, look at that gap. That is like a 1/4 inch. I could see why that there would be, what do we got here? ep150 Autolite Platinum. Well, there's no there's no way that lightning would ever jump that far. No wonder this thing was backfiring. Wow. It looks like it tried though. Woof. Now that we have our timing figured out, we need to pull that distributor off the HEI, see where it's pointing. Should be pointing at 1. If it's pointing at 1, we're good because we've checked our firing order and it is the proper firing order. So yes, we're that much closer. You know, I would say that grandpas everywhere from the 60s and 70s were not as fond of GM wiring as their own wiring. Oh man. Okay, so we have an old battery that's working now. We've done a little bit of rewiring. We have rehooked our starter up. We've checked our power going to the fuse block at the firewall. We have power both from the feed from the voltage regulator. That has a feed that goes to the alternator. That's live too, so that's good. And then we have our 12 volts here, and our fusible link 12 volt is working at our fuse block. You can kind of see that red wire in the middle. Just 2 wires to the left of that is the fusible block wire, and that is also getting a good solid 12 volts. So what that means is we are getting, according to our digital meter here, we are getting 12 volts to this area and into the cab. So we need to go into the cab and check. A couple things. It looks like they did an HEI swap, so there is no need for points. There is no need for coil. So I've tied off the old coil wire, or well, this is a wire that went down to the starter to give it extra voltage from the coil while it was starting, but an HEI doesn't need any of that stuff. It just needs a solid 12. Well, the last step we need to take before we start working on the wiring on the inside of the vehicle is to go ahead and pull our distributor cap off here. See whether or not, now that we have ourselves aligned with top dead center, see if that post that is sitting, the rotor, that's sitting in here, yeah, is pointed at number 1. Let's get that cap off and see where that is. Here we go. Now, you saw the condition of the spark plugs. I have not even looked at the condition of these wires yet to see if they've been chewed on. Yeah, I may need a longer screwdriver here. Oh, I think that one's that one was off. Well, no wonder they were having some issues with it backfiring. Okay, moment of truth. Wow. Let's take a peek in here. Wow, this is new. It's never even been run. Yeah, take a look at that. It is new, never been run. Oh, our cap. That looks pretty clean too. Huh. Yeah. Okay, so you can see the direction of that one. It's pointing over here to 1. It might even be maybe slightly off. If you can kind of see, this would be the angle. Coming straight in, it's a little bit off. But should be close enough to start it. Let's go ahead and check the oil on here too. Wow, that is full. That is way over full. Okay, there we go. We can kind of see that. Yep. Well, oh yeah, let's see. See what it smells like? Man, that is, wow, that is a lot of gas. Well, that kind of confirms what we had found out earlier, that it was backfiring a lot when they were trying to get it started again. Oh, maybe 5-10 years ago. Let's also check the transmission fluid. Ooh. Wow, that is like way full. Okay. All right, so that's perfect. Oh, let's give it a smell. Oh, all right, it smells like Band-Aids and feet. That's gonna be good. That should be fine. That's not burnt at all. All right, so we've checked everything in our engine compartment. Let's go ahead and check our wiring on the inside of the vehicle now. We've traced our electricity to our junction here, and everything is good on this side. Let's go figure out what's going on the other side. Well, so far I've found nothing alive on the inside of the vehicle. Even when the keys turned, the wiring just looks like it's a mess. Well, those kind of work. Well, we have our schematic. We have our handy tool. Let's see if we can't figure out if we are getting any electricity into the cab here. I know at the firewall there is electricity, but on this side, all of this kind of makes me a little suspect. Looks like the heater gearbox is a good place for a ground. Nope, nothing there. Nothing. Yeah, I question my ground though. All right, whatever this thing is, it says electric brake. Well, hey, there we have our answer there. This is our electric brake. All right, so this here, I've just discovered is our electric brake. So we do have 1367 volts coming to this. So we do have electricity coming from somewhere. Oh. Huh, look at that. That would be why our ignition switch is completely unhooked. Let's see. Do we have any power coming in here? We have full voltage coming in here. Nothing. So this looks burnt. I mean, that looks burnt. Well, it kind of explains that a little bit. We have our harness that plugs into the back of the key here. And I can see it looks like two of the grounds, or no, two of the hots, especially one that goes to the starter, has had some meltage, so I'm going to clean these up. I did fix the two wires that were on the starter, so maybe that was part of the problem. They got loose and had fried here. I don't know. I'm going to clean this up and plug this back in, see where we start a fire. Okay, looking under here, you can see where the ignition key goes. Or the back side of, oh, how about we look over here? All right, so our harness is now back connected, cleaned. So I'm gonna put a key in there, but not turn it yet. And let's go outside and plug the battery back on. Well, that's a good sign at least. No sparks. All right, let's take a look around, see if anything's on fire. I don't see any smoke here. I suspect we had that burn years ago when they were working on it, on the back of the ignition switch. Because it was melted, burnt. Cleaned it, put some deoxit on it, just to kind of give all those connections a refresh. Plugged it back in. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything burning down in here. Let's see if we get power to anything on the inside. Well, doors are open. I don't see any lights here. Well, it's such a bright day out. Let's walk around and see if we get lights or anything. Oh yeah, we have front lights. We have front lights. Looks like our high beams are on. We have no running lights in back that I can see. I can't tell, it's too bright. That means we have power coming in here. Let's try a key and see if we get anything else in here working. Well, with as bad as things were on that connector is burnt, it wouldn't surprise me if we maybe have some fuses that are gone, but let's take our key and see maybe if we can Oh God. All right. So let's turn our fan off. Our 2-speed wipers off. Okay. So we have power back in here. Radio. Darn it. Nope, horn doesn't work, radio doesn't work. But the fan did. That's pretty good. Let's look at the other direction. Okay, I don't get anything from the starter. That's okay. Huh. Our gas gauge is like crazy all the way down and continuing past full. Yeah, don't think her cigar lighter works there. Well, I just turned on the right blinker. I don't see a dash light, but let's take a look outside. Nothing. The other direction. Okay, we do have lights there. Oh, looks like our side marker light works too there. Ah, we are flashing back here. Nothing on this side. Going left, okay. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for coming along on My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop, your host. Well, I think we've come to the realization that the nightmare that is the wiring is the wiring, and it's a nightmare. So I think we're going to do a new chapter on this. The engine and all the mechanicals seem to be okay. Let's rewire this. Yeah, I've done that. I've rewired 5 classics in the past. They've all gone really well. So let's just fix what Grandpa had good intentions on doing. And well, it'll give us a chance to go ahead and update it to modern wire, to modern fuses, and just take away all the nightmare. Thanks for coming along. My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop, your host. And, well, hey, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to. And I thank you for all of your comments and coming by here and helping me do some of this work. And it's been an adventure. Hopefully a whole lot more coming to you too. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks.